Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our virtual property auction. Sold!
All right, sir, here we go there, and what are you going to give for him? I'm at 25, will they give me $30, 30, make it 30, bid it at 30, 35, another 40, make it a 40, bid it at 40 now, 5, 5, 5, make it a 5, 5, now 50, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5,
Morning, everybody. Or should I say afternoon. We're just waiting for the rest of our guests to make their way in. Thank you, everybody. Please, plenty of seats up at the front. Now you're in the spotlight, you have to take the seat in the front. Okay, everybody, welcome. I am waiting. Whilst we wait, just to announce that the auction is officially commenced as published and recorded. This afternoon, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. John Luce from FNB. John is part of a group that has joined us today, Commercial Property Finance from FNB, who are sponsoring our event today. So I just wanted to extend a thank you to Khalil Haralal and his team. They have a number of kiosks, and their team is here today. Please, if any of our buyers, those today or in the future, are looking at commercial property finance solutions, certainly Khalil and his team provide a bouquet of offerings that I think are very compelling. They are here today. They've got business cards and so on. Feel free to engage with them afterwards or at your leisure after the auction. I would also like to extend a very warm and happy birthday to one of the members of our staff today, who has turned 40. It's one of those milestone celebrations. Candace, a very warm welcome and a very warm happy birthday from our whole team. So happy birthday, Candace. Coming back to my intro to John, John's reputation precedes him, but what he did ask me to point out today, that if I have to make an introduction, I can focus on two fundamental things, and that is he is a Bulls supporter and a Manchester United supporter. So I don't know that the extent to that he endears himself to everybody. The last time that we hosted John, November 2023, which was, again, a privilege, John and I had some verbal jousting about the Bulls and Sharks URC game that was to follow that particular event. Unfortunately, me as a Sharks supporter had to eat humble pie on that occasion as Bulls went on to, I think, seriously beat us. But John, the Sharks are in the finals of the Currie Cup. The Bulls aren't. And the Lions, of course, and the Lions. I know John will have his response to that when he stands up on the podium. As I say, John's reputation precedes him, but just a couple of highlights, if I may. John's experience and his reputation has been built over quite an extensive period, having started as a macroeconomist with Trevor Manuel under his tenure in the National Treasury. John has worked as a South African macroeconomist with the S&P Global, as it's now known. He's won the Reuters Economist of the Year award as far back as 2004, and currently with FNB, publishing the FNB Property Barometer, and we all watch that barometer with great interest. The other thing that John, I saw, tendered as a response to a question he once had was the extent to which economists are influential and leaders. And he said, we aren't traditional leaders in the business management perspective or context, but we are thought leaders. And if we can influence decision-making because we are an authority on economics, then we are able to get people to sit up and listen. And when they sit up and listen, I am able to influence decision-making and strategy. And I think for everybody here as guests today, this is one of our thought leadership programs, and John is a wonderful thought leader. So please pay attention to what he's saying to us today and his advice and recommendations. as he talks about a post-GNU economy in terms of property and consumerism. So I certainly welcome your words today. John is not working off slides. He says he works off the cuff, but he's very, very articulate in his content and the knowledge that he has. So a very warm welcome to you, John.
Really have a response for that game on Saturday. I don't know how the hell your team kept in it with 12 men. It's crazy stuff, but anyway. Sure. Yeah, all I can say is to them is well done, because I didn't think they had a hope in hell. Okay, but anyway, let's move on to look forward to better times. Get past the dark days in rugby history. I'm going to talk a bit about the bigger picture. I think a lot of people here in the room know a lot about property, so you don't want to go into the specifics of that. I'm going to give my comments on the sort of the bigger macro picture, which is all important for property, the longer term property cycle. We've had a sort of fairly mediocre property performance for some years now in most sectors. And that has to do with an economy that's been in stagnation sort of territory for over a decade. We had the boom times pre-GFC. I mean, that's almost 2 decades ago. So it's been a long time that people have been having to work hard for their living, I guess you could say. But we start to see signs increasingly of the turn. It's the Queen Mary turn, though. It's a slow turn. It's a big ship that has to turn. It's not fast. It's not, I don't think anybody's getting the Ramaphoria sort of exuberance that we saw in the business confidence and consumer confidence index when Cyril was appointed, went up for one quarter and down the next quarter when they realized he wasn't going to fix this economy in a few months. It's a lot to fix, and there's a lot that's seriously broken, so it's a slow process. But I think we started to see the change in thinking of the ruling party back round about the time when President Ramaphosa was appointed. It started to suggest that although he wasn't going to fix, he had an uphill battle, because the ruling party, or the biggest party, let's call them now, is a broad church with widely divergent views and goals. And to keep them all together, there's big political battles to fight. So it was never going to be fast. But the thinking when he took over, he branded himself as something of an economic policy reformer, a guy who believed that if the ANC was going to survive, you needed to get the economy going faster, you needed to create more jobs, you needed to do better with services. That was the only way you were going to sort of get the voters to stay on your side or come out on your side in larger numbers. And that's shown last year in Social Research Foundation's surveys, where they surveyed, forget about who they surveyed the voters were going to vote for, but they surveyed a representative sample of voters and what their biggest issues were. And the biggest issue on the table was unemployment, i.e. job creation. That's simply about the economy, nothing else. Second was service delivery, if I remember. And third was crime rate. And that's not just a bunch of wealthy people. That was a representative sample of predominantly poor people. So the thinking amongst the poor is not too dissimilar from the thinking amongst the wealthy. Maybe the perception of how you get there differs. And so we started to see the thinking in this big ship turn slowly from a good few years ago. But, not too much has happened, but some things have started to happen. Now, the question then is what needs to be done policy-wise to get this economy growing at a faster rate, to create jobs, to create demand for commercial property space at a faster rate, because property is simply the place where the economy all happens. And we need more economic growth to really turn this market to a significantly better performance. Simply put, I think the big deal for this government, the big deal for the previous government was to end minority rule and end boycotts and sanctions and get the economy growing that way. This government, it's more about, there's a split between the private sector and government. Government's trying to do too much that it can't do. Government's trying to deliver goods and services, and it's not doing it very effectively. the private sector in South Africa, the best private sector on the continent, does it very effectively when allowed to and when well regulated. Well regulated, in my view, meaning simply well regulated competition. There has to be a significant degree of competition in a sector that drives performance up. Where we have that in sectors such as the financial sector, you don't have to like us, but we are rated as one of the better financial sectors in the world by global competitiveness monitors regularly. And that's probably a model. Look, every sector requires different detail, but the principle is you've got a very effective regulator, i.e. the Reserve Bank, but you've got a significant degree of competition, and that drives the financial sector's performance to one of the best in the world. Where we don't have good performance, you normally have some sort of protected monopoly, i.e. like you've had up until recently in the electricity sector. And that's what needs to change, is that dividing line between, the natural dividing line for me between private sector and government is government should be the regulator and the private sector should play the game in that regulated competition. And I repeat this time and again, it's like a governing body of sport. FIFA doesn't play football, it only regulates. It's relatively small and it regulates hopefully effectively, not always perfect. And the clubs play the game in a well-regulated, well-structured, competitive environment. Okay, and the idea at the end of the day is that Man United come out on top. Okay, so that don't always happen either, unfortunately. But have there been has there been evidence of this shift in the dividing line between government and private sector? And the answer is yes. We've seen it in the electricity sector. I'd say there's a grudging acceptance that the shift does need to happen, and up until now the shift has been too slow. But it has been happening. Those are the early signals of this move. We've seen it in the electricity sector with independent power producers. We've seen it in the Transnet, transport and logistics sector, with a global company taking over a major pier in Durban Harbour last year at the request of government. And so we go. I would expect now this is very important. Competition not only can potentially drives human performance up in the area of the economy, but it also does in politics. So now we're at a situation where voting is highly competitive. The biggest party is just over 40% of the voters. That's highly competitive. Doesn't have a major threat to its existence just yet. The next biggest party is just over 20%. That is getting more competitive, and they know that they need to get a sense of urgency. They know it's about the economy, and they know that they have about a 5-year period, all those parties in the government, of national unity. And if they don't get it right, or significantly right, voting patterns will go possibly more against them. So I expect to see a sense of urgency. In other words, what's been happening, I expect to see sped up. And we've proved over and over again with this well-developed, well-diversified, services-dominated private sector that we can deliver the goods. It's been proven years ago that we don't need a national carrier airline. Private companies do that. They do it well. It's been shown that we can replace the railways if need be. Not ideal, but you can put freight onto roads and run massive thousands of trucks a day to Durban. The private sector can do it. This well-developed private sector can do a lot of things. It can even replace the police with security companies to a large extent, and it has replaced government to a significant extent already. So that's the way it's kind of shifting, and I expect it to speed up. And there's a local government election in 2 years' time, if I'm correct, and there are a few parties that if we don't see significant improvement in service delivery at local government, they know from the national government election results, that they might not be in power anymore either. So you would expect to see local government service delivery starting to speed up. Already from earlier this year, we've had electricity supply improving noticeably. A lot of the skeptics thought that the day after the election, the load shedding would start again. Well, so far so good. It hasn't. It seems like planned maintenance has cranked up a notch or two since sometime last year. So that's good. And, we obviously, it's less visible, but transport and logistics, railway trains are starting to run again more frequently. And so you start to see signs. And that's a useful, that's very useful. But it's slow, and what must be emphasized is that more radical change, which I think is coming, radical positive change in terms of economic policy, won't come without some serious resistance. That's what Margaret Thatcher faced in the early 80s in Britain, trade unions that didn't like her privatization measures. And in the early 90s, F.W. de Klerk, with his process of change, faced the same resistance from far right and far left too. So there are parties that would like to possibly roll rocks in the path because they would know that if they can stall the process and get the voters' backs up, maybe in 5 years' time they can do a lot better. So it won't be without its pitfalls, and it won't be as quick as what we'd like it to be. It's a slow-turning ship. In the meantime, therefore, over the next few years, interest rates, we look today for the first cut, possibly the Federal Reserve cut in the US yesterday by 0.5 percentage point. That means that the SARB has extra room to cut now without necessarily weakening the rand too much with those hot money capital flows that chase in interest rate differentials. So the Fed did us a favor. And CPI inflation, yesterday's release, came out at 4.4%. That's even slightly below the midpoint of the target range. So all look set for an interest rate cut or two. We don't expect too much in the way of interest rate cutting, unfortunately. Our group's view is that it only goes down to 11% prime. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a bit further, but I think a natural bottom is probably maximum down to 10. That 7% in the last cycle is abnormal. I think we should probably discard that. It was abnormal cutting cycle in 2020 because of the abnormality of the crisis that faced us. You needed to cushion the blow of lockdowns and all that, and that serious drop in GDP. So I think that was an abnormal cycle, probably not to be repeated again. So we get some mild interest rate relief. We've got a better electricity supply, and we're assuming a better electricity supply than last year stays in place. We're assuming some improvements in transport and logistics as time goes by. Global economy gets slightly better because of global interest rate cutting cycles having commenced now. And so we shift GDP growth up to, from last year's 0.7, I think it was, to nearer to 2% by 2027 or so. This isn't yet shooting the lights out. The structural reforms will probably take, be a gradual process. To get to 3, 4, 5% economic growth probably takes a few years longer. So 2027, we sort of project, it's 2.2, I think it is. But it's a little bit better. And slowly with it, property returns start to turn the corner with a bit of a lag, perhaps, in response. The outperforming sectors, we still think that industrial, the logistics and warehousing part of it, not so much the manufacturing part of it, manufacturing battles, but the transport, the logistics, and warehousing, that's the outperformer. Retail stuck somewhere in the middle. Consumers still under pressure, but retail pretty resilient. You don't see vacancy rates shooting through the roof. And the office sector still has its challenges. We are still adjusting to that hybrid work. There is still significant adjustment to be made, even though the vacancy rates there have come down too. So that's the sort of relative order of events. In terms of real values, if we adjust for inflation, general inflation in the economy. Us economists like to do that. We possibly, in recent years, since about 2015, we've had a decline in real net operating incomes on all commercial property. We've had a decline in real capital values too. Not nominal necessarily all the time, but real when you adjust for inflation. That trend might continue on at a more gradual pace through our forecast period to 2027, because we don't yet think that 2% economic growth is a big enough turn in the economy to really see property shoot the lights out. But it's starting to turn in the right direction. As we've said, the signals of policy changes for the better have come from, as I say, when President Ramaphosa first took over. I think that was the first signal, that in itself. It's a gradual process. You should expect a sense of urgency when the voting percentage has changed so radically for the biggest party. And the second biggest party has hit a ceiling, so to say. It hasn't progressed very, very much. And you've got competitor councils down in the Western Cape taking business and skilled labor from this part of the world. You should expect something of a fight back. That's what we expect to see. Competition is good in business. We think that well-regulated competition will come to a broader part of the economy, electricity sector, the sort of first port of call, and transport and logistics. But most notable, and that's one thing we mustn't forget, is that political competition is probably as an important an improvement in this whole thing as is economic competition. And the two influence each other greatly. And there's got to be a sense of urgency now. Why do I say there's got to be? Well, I think any self-respecting politician knows, at a certain point the chips are down. It's about my career. It's about votes. If I don't get enough of them, well, then I've got to go and find something else to do. And that's 5 years' time. 5 years' time comes quickly. So that's the sort of big macro take on it. It's turning. It's the Queen Mary. I don't think it's the Titanic. I think it's the Queen Mary. The Titanic was full speed ahead and F the icebergs. I don't think it's that. It's slow, and I think we're probably going to get through it with a bit of a rough ride, but we're probably going to slowly turn the corner quite successfully. And that, of course, takes with it the economy, and it takes the property sort of super cycle with it over time as well. That's where we are. We're at some key turning point, I think, in the bigger, longer-term cycle. Thank you very much. Any questions? Questions? Anybody? Interest rates? I think I just have. Yeah. Where were you? Yeah. Well, government long bond yields have come down quite a bit since the election, but I think the 10 years and longer were almost 2 percentage points down. And with global short-term rates coming down now, and local rates as well, that has a partial influence on long bond yields as well. So that's good from a long bond yields point of view. It looks all good with lower inflation, and that, I guess, looks good from it has a partial influence on cap rates as well, yeah. Good. Yeah. Same.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our virtual property auction. Sold!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that. The intro was already on its way, but the Queen Mary can turn slowly but surely. Welcome to the Bryanston Country Club. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day. This is the High Street Auction Company. My name is Steph Olivier, your auctioneer for the next 17 properties. It will probably take us about 4.5 hours. So dig in your heels, raise your paddles, and let's sell some properties. Before we start, ladies and gentlemen, I will start and read through the rules of auction. I had one smile, so thank you for smiling, sir. You're welcome back anytime. I'm going to go through the rules of auction, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen closely before we will kick off with some exciting properties with lot number 1. It is the 19th of September 2024. The time is 25 minutes past 12, and these are the rules of auction. In accordance with the provisions of the CPA, the High Street Auction Company and the auctioneer hereby declares the following. Each lot is, unless announced to the contrary, regarded to a subject. So let's start again. Each lot, unless announced to the contrary, regarded to subject to a separate transaction. The sale in respect of any lot is complete when the auctioneer announces its completion by the fall of the hammer and the statement sold. And until then, a bid may be retracted, provided that an announcement by the auctioneer to the effect that it is the final bid and that received and has been accepted shall be deemed to the fall of the hammer. Right, unless otherwise announced, all lots are sold subject to a reserve price and to a 5-day business acceptance period in favour of the seller, unless otherwise stated. I think lot number 9 carries a 30-day acceptance period. Unless otherwise announced, the High Street Auction Company and the auctioneer are entitled to bid on behalf of the seller up to the reserve price and no more. The auction will commence as stated just after 12 today. The bidder acknowledges that his bid be knocked down as the highest bid in respect to any bids bid upon. A buyer's premium of 10% plus VAT shall be payable over and above the bid price and to the fall of the hammer unless otherwise stated. The bidder also acknowledges that his bid to knock down as the highest bid in respect of any bidder bid upon. A 5% deposit shall be payable on the fall of the hammer unless otherwise stated. In the event that a cash deposit is made, the depositor will be liable for the bank charges and fees related to that. The bidder acknowledges that any funds paid to the auctioneer, being the registration fee or the balance of the deposit due to the terms of condition of sale, must be refunded into the same bank account as fees are paid into compliance with the Financial Intelligence Act. The bidder acknowledges that any bidder who intends to bid on behalf of another must produce a letter of authority that complies with the regulations 26.3 of the CPA, the Consumer Protection Act, which states that such a letter must expressly authorize such a bidder to do so. The bidder acknowledges and understands that his bid, be the highest bid on any lot, will be obligated to sign the auctioneer's standard agreement of sale by public auction, which agreement of the bidder acknowledges to have acquainted himself therewith. The High Street Auction Company has a trust account which is audited in terms of the Estate Agency Affairs Board, and all monies must be paid to the benefit of the seller minus the agreed commission. The auctioneer will announce the reason for the auction unless such reason is normal voluntary disposal of the property. All bidders must register prior to the commencement of the auction, pay the registration deposit, read the rules of auction, and comply with all FICA requirements. The bidder's record and vendor rolls required to be kept in terms of the CPA will be available for inspection free of charge during normal working hours at the head office of the High Street Auction Company. Any person presented at the auction may object to the rules, and such objection shall be recorded in the vendor's roll. The cost of this auction is as follows. The cost of this auction, cost of advertising, 130,900. Cost of online campaigns and virtual streaming, 85,000. Cost of the event and conducting an auction, 1.6 million, gives you a total of, no one counted, 1,865,900 rand. The conduct of the auction is subject to the control of the auctioneer, who has the sole right to regulate the bidding. The auction shall be on the rise, and the property sold shall be sold to the highest bidder subject to the rules of this auction. The bidder also acknowledges that he has afforded a reasonable period of time to view and inspect the property. The bidder further agrees that he has viewed the property and has ascertained the state of the property pursuant to having been involved with a physical tour or a virtual tour. The following provisions, clauses 20 and 21, are applicable to auctions conducted by the way of electronic means, which means that we do have online bidding taking place here via the High Street Auction app that we already have a couple of buyers. I can see there's about 20 online having a look at this auction. The auctioneer may be required in execution of documents to be performed by means of electronic signature or contemporaneous remote view, together with the exchange of documents to be performed by electronic means. These rules have been amended. There has not been amended after the initial publication. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your rules of auction for the auction here today, the 19th of September 2024. It is auction time, ladies and gentlemen. Raise your hands, raise your paddles. I do have a small camera in front of me. So if I can't see your bids, please bid to Sean. I've got Grant, I've got Greg, I've got a lot of my buyers. Temba is also here on the floor. Please feel free to bid to them as well. Telephonic bidders will be online. I've also got a screen here of online bidding taking place. So exciting day, ladies and gentlemen. Numerous bidding platforms taking place. We are at lot number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 1, Cherise brought it. We are selling, lot number 1 is 2 times 230 square meter industrial units in Jet Park. It's unit number 3, unit number 4 in Janssen Avenue in Jet Park. Both these units are situated in high visibility on a corner of Janssen Avenue. 230 square meters of industrial space per unit, 100 square meters of yard space, and rental potential of plus minus 11,500 rand per unit. On request, ladies and gentlemen, we are selling these 2 units together as one lot. Interest is shown. The interested buyers are buying and selling and putting an offer for both units, ladies and gentlemen. So we're selling combined lot number 3 and lot number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, for both units, lots number 1, opening bid. Ladies and gentlemen, where would it go? But to start, opening bid to start. R1 million opening bid. For both units together in Jet Park, R1 million, a bit of R1 million, a bit of opening bid, R1 million. Had R1 million, a bit of have it, R1 million, a bit of 1.1. Have it at 1.1 now, but about 1.1 now, but about 1.1 now. R1 million we have 1.1. 1.1, 100,000 rand more, thank you, sir. 1.1, but about 1.2. But about 1.2 now, but about 1.2 now, but about 1.2. Both units together, sir. 1.1 stands at 1.2. Any bit about 1.2 now, but about 1.2 now, but about 1.2 to bit. At 1.1 we stand in Jet Park. Both units together. At 1.1 now, but 1.1. First call, 1.1 million now, but 1.1 asking for 1.2 million now. Online is still out. Jan van Staden, you can press that button anytime you like. But 1.1 now, but 1.2. 1.2 to bidding is seen at 1.2 million now. Had a bidding at 1.2, but a bit of 1.2 now, but 1.2 million stands. Lot number 1, 1.2 million, both units in Janssen Avenue, Jet Park. 1.2 now, but 1.2. First call, 1.2 million now. Second call, sir, at 1.2 million now. I'll take 50,000 more if you like. I have a bid at 1.2 million, and I'll take 1.250. But 1.250 now, but over 1.250 million now. 1.2 million stands. Going once, 1.2 million, going twice. This is the first lot, ladies and gentlemen, at 1.2 million rand. Sold at 1.2 million rand. Congratulations. Right. Moving swiftly along to lot number 2, we're going to Wynberg in Cape Town, the beautiful city of Cape Town, where it's currently raining. Why not? Again, you guys need a little bit of rain. We're going to 75 Sussex Road in Wynberg. Noor has taken part in presenting this property, entire apartment complex. A lot of bidding interest in this lot, earth size of 528 square meters, general built area of 500 square meters. Zoning is GR4, ladies and gentlemen. It is an apartment complex with 8 apartments, each making up 2 bedrooms, bathroom and kitchenette, 13 parking bays, 9 secure and 4 visitors bays, semi-tenanted, 5 vacant apartments only, with 3 being occupied. Ladies and gentlemen, that is in Wynberg, one of the upmarket estates in Cape Town. That's right, Wynberg, Cape Town, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 2. We got to open a bit. Where would it go? A bit of a start. Someone on the phone, Manny? You got it on phone. Thank you, sir. Here would it go? A bit of a start. Here would it go? 4 million opening bid. Entire complex at 4 million opening bid. A bit of 4. We have a bit of 4 million now. Thank you. At 4 million opening bid. A bit of 4 is in. At 4 is in. A bit of 4.5 million now. That is the entire complex at 4.5 million. Had a bit of 4.5 now. A bit of 4.5 now. A bit of 4.5. A bit of 4.5. A bit of 4.5. A bit of 5 million now. The entire complex at 5. Have a bit of 5 million now. A bit of 5. A bit of 5. A bit of 5. At 4.5 it stands. At 5, at a bit of 5 is in. At 5, at a bit of 5 million now, but a bit of 5.5. At a bit of 5.5 now, but a bit of 5.5 now, all the way in Cape Town, Wynberg. At 5.5 million bid. At 5.5, at a bit of, I'll take 5.25. At 5.25 is in, thank you, 5.5. At a bit of 5.5 million now. Entire complex at 5.5, ladies and gentlemen. At 5.5, at a bit of 5.5. Online bidding still up. Phone where you now. At 5, at 5.5 we have. 5.5 is in, a bit of 5.5 million bid. At 5.5, asking for 5,750. At 5,750,000 now. Don't lose out. Wynberg, upmarket estate in Cape Town. If you don't know where it is, buy this unit and you can know where it is. At 5, at a bit of 5, at a bit of 5.5 stands. At 5.5 million, ladies and gentlemen. 5,750. At a bit of 5,750 now, but a bit of 5,750, a bit of 5,750 now. I have 5 million, ladies and gentlemen, and we are selling. At 5.5, at a bit of 5.5, at a bit of 5.5. 5,750. At 5,750, but a bit of 5,750 is back. 5,750 now, but a bit of 5,750,000. The entire complex is in. 5,750,000. Asking for 6 million bid. How about a bit of 6 now, but a bit of 6 now, but a bit of 6 million a bid. At 6 million now. I'll take 5.8. Oh, that's a pressure, but I'll take 5.8. 5.8 is in. 5.8 is in, but a bit of 5.8 is in, but a bit of 5.8 is in. 5.9. A bit of 5.9 is 100,000 more. At 5.9, a bit of 5.9, a bit of 5.9, a bit of it. You can take 6 as well, I don't mind, sir. 5.8 million. 5,800,000 only, a bit of 5.9. A bit of 5.9, a bit of 5.9, a bit of 5.9 a bit. Phone you out. 5.9. Have a bit of 5.9 now, but a bit of 5.9. First call at 5.9. Asking for 6 million. Have a bit of 6 now, but a bit of 6 million now, but a bit of 6 million bid. 5.9 is in. Asking for 6 million now. Have a bit of 6 now, bit of 6 now, bit of 6 now, a bit. Online still out. Phone in or out. 5.9, bit of 6 million now. Have a bit of 6 million, a bit of 6 million. First call, 6 million now. Have a bit of 6 million now, bit of 6 million. Second call at 6 million now. Last chance on the phone. Manny, are you in or out? Have a bit of 5.9, a bit of 5.9, a bit of 5.9. 6 million. 6 million back, bit of 6 million is back. Now 6.1. This is the entire complex, ladies and gentlemen, in Wynberg. At 6.1. 6 million stands strong. At 6 million now, bit of 6 million. 6 million in. Going once. At 6 million. Going twice now. At 6 million. Hammer's Eye. 6 million bid. Third and final call at 6 million rand. Congratulations, welcome to Wynberg. Sold 6 million rand. Right. Lots number 3. The beautiful glowing Zama is taking us all the way to Helderkruin, 89 Mimosa Street in Helderkruin. We got a secure office park. That is lot number 3, earth size of 3, almost 4,000 square meters, site improvement of almost 1,882, zoning right at business 4. It is the entire office park divided into 2 blocks. A and B, can't be something different. Block A has 24 solar panels and backup battery, and Block B has a massive generator, so you don't have a problem with power. Over 90% tenanted. Whole property has a functional air conditioning system, 24-hour security, and well-maintained property. Helderkruin is a scenic and upmarket suburb located in the West Rand node of the city of Johannesburg. Ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 3. Zama, here we go. Opening bid. Here we go. But a bit of starting now. But a bit of opening bid. 8 million opening bid. At 8 million bid. But 8 million opening bid. But 8 million bid. 8 million opening bid. But 8.5 now. But 8 million now. But 8.5. But 8.5. Asking for 8.5 million now. At 8.5. But 8.5 now. But 8.5 million bid. At 8.5. But 8.5. But 8.5. 8 million. Going once. But 8.5. Have it 8.5 now. But 8.5 now. But 8.5. Second call, ladies and gentlemen, we're selling now. 8.5 at 8.5. Have it 8.5. 250. I'm asking for 8.5. I'm the auctioneer, Niels. At 8.25. 8.25, thank you, sir. The back of the room, I presume it's you, sir. 8.25, thank you, sir. But 8.5 now. Have it about 8.5. Bit of 8.5 now. Bit of 8.5 bit. At 8.5 now. Bit of 8.5. Bit of 8.5. 8.25 at the back of the room. 8.5. 8.5. Bit of 8.5 width. 8.5 we have. Bit of 8.5 we have now. 8,750, sir. 8,750 now, but 8,750, 8.5 we have at 8,750 now. At 8,750 now, but about 8,750, 8.5 is in. At 8.5 now, but about 8,750. 8.5, but about 8.5 now, but about 8.5, but about 8,500,000. At 8,500,000 now, but 8,500,000. Asking for 8,750. 8,750 now, but 8.5, but 8.5. First call at 8.5 million now. 8.5 now. It's not your bid, Niels. Not your bid. I have 8.5. I'm asking for 8,750. 8,750 now, but about 8,750 now, but about 8,750 dead. 8.5 is in. At 8.5 now, but 8.5. Second call at 8.5 million. Third and final call, ladies and gentlemen. 8.5 is in. 8,750 is back. Thank you, sir. 8,750 is in, but about 8,750 now, but 8,750 asking for 9 million now. Here, but a bit of 9 now, but a bit of 9 now, but a bit of 9 million a bit. Online, you still out. On the floor is in 8,750,000, asking for 9 million now. Here, but a bit of 9 now, but a bit of 9 now, but a bit of 9, but a bit of a any bit of 9 now. 8,750 is the bid. Going once. 8,750,000. First call. 8,750,000 now, but 8,750,000 now, but 8,750,000. Second call. At 8 million in the room, in the back of the room, 8 million says online you're still out. I'll take 8.8. At 8.8 now, but about 8.8 now, but about 8.8 to go. On the floor, 8,750,000. At 8.8 now, but 8.8 online you're out. Going once, 8 million, 8.8. 8.8. 8.8 is in at about 8.8. 8.9, sir. Have it at 8.9, 100,000 more. At 8.9, at about 8.9 now, but about 8.9 a bit. Well worth it. At 8.9. At 8,800,000. 8,800,000 at about 8,800,000. We're selling. One first call at 8,800,000. Second call, sir, at 8,800,000. If you want to do 8.9, you auctioneers can't count that well, sir. 8,850,000. 8,850,000. I don't mind, sir. If you shout at me, I'll take it. 8,850,000. I'll take 8.9 online. At 8.9 now, but about 8.9 now, but about 8.9 to go. Mr. Jan? 8.9. Have it about 8.9. Have it about 8.9. I get 8,850,000 on the floor. Have it 8.9. I don't have 8.9. I got 8,850,000. There we go. Don't have 8.9 yet. Have it 8.9 now, but have it 8.9 going once at 8,850,000. 50,000 more will take it. Going twice now at 8,850,000. This is your third and final call. Online is out. Floor is in. 8,850,000 rand. You bought it, sir. Sold 8,850,000 rand. Congratulations. Well bidden. Right. Lot number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 4. Lot number 4 is we going very quickly to Robertville. Very quickly to Robertville. And as I say quickly, lot number 4 grant has been sold. Congratulations. Well done. Sold before the auction. Grant doesn't like me very much. He doesn't want me to sell his properties. Lot number 5. Lot number 5. Roddy, here's the deceased estate, exclusive 3-bedroom cluster in Hyde Park, the villas, number 9th Road, Hyde Park. It is 562 square meters, 365 sites improvement, residential zoning, of course. Description of the property and improvements, exclusive area, 2-story home, 3 bedrooms, secure estate in a boomed off-road, 2.5 bathrooms, 3 reception rooms. Why would you need 3 reception rooms? Probably if you have a lot of friends. Study, 2 garages, entertainment patio, private pool, easy to maintain garden, domestic accommodation, air conditioning units all over for the lovely summers ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our deceased estate, exclusive 3-bedroom in cluster in Hyde Park. Right, ladies and gentlemen, where would he go? Is the phone? No? Right, here we go. Lot number 5. Lot number 5, opening bid. Where would it go? 2.5 million. Opening bid at 2.5. Nice low. 2.5 million. Bit of a 2.5 bid. At 2.5, bit of a 2.5, bit of a 2.5. 2.6. At 2.6 million now. Bit of a 2.6. A bit of a 2.6. Asking for 2.7 now. It's a low blow, but here we go. Bit of 2.7. A bit of a 2.7. 2.6 is in. Bit of a 2.7 now. A bit of a 2.7 now. Bit of a 2.7 now. Bit of a 2.7 a bit. At 2.6 is in. Asking for 2.7. Deceased estate, ladies and gentlemen. 2.7. Have a bit of a 2.7 now. Bit of a 2.7. 2.7, a bit of a 2.7, thank you. 2.7, a bit of a 2.8. A bit of a 2.8 now, a bit of a 2.8, a bit of a 2.8. 2.7 stands, 2,700,000. At 2,700,000, a bit of a 2.7, now, a bit of a 2.7 bit. 2.8 bit, 2.8, a bit of a 2.8. At 2.8, a bit of a 2.8, a bit of a 2.9. A bit of a 2.9 now, a bit of a 2.9 now. 2.8 stands, asking for 2.9. A bit of a 2.9 now, a bit of a 2.9 now, a bit of a 2.9. I'll give you a chance, I'll give you an opportunity. At 2.9. 2.8. It's only money, sir. 2.9. 2.9 is in. Thank you. Now 3 million bid. Bit of a 3. Bit of a 3. Bit of a 3 million bid. 2.9 stands. At 3 now. Bit of a 3 now. Bit of a 3. 3-bedroom cluster in Hyde Park, sir. It is proper. Very nice. Here we go. Asking for 3. 2.9 stands. Asking for 3 now. Bit of a 3 now. Bit of a 3. This is the first call. 2.9 at first call. Second call. 3 million is in. At 3 now, bit of a 3 now, bit of a 3 million bid. 3 million now, thank you, bit of 3.1. Hey, bit of 3.1 now, bit of a 3.1 now, bit of a 3.1 now. 3,050,000. 3,050,000 now, bit of 350 now, 3.1. At 3.1 now, bit of 3,050,000. Gone, sir. 3.1. 3.1 is in. 3.1 now, bit of 3.1, bit of 3.1. First call, 3.1. And 50, sir. At 3,150 now, but over 3,150 now, that's 150 more. At 3,150 now, but over 3,1, I got 3.1 million. Second call at 3.1 million. Third and final offer. 3.1 million. Going once, twice. Third and final call. 3.1 million. Sold at 3.1 million rand. Righty. Lot number 6, a lot of interest shown. Lot number 6, it is the high exposure industrial and showroom facility in the corporate park Irene, 19 Residency Drive, Route 21. Land extent of over 1,000 squares, site improvements of close to 1,000 square meters industrial zoning 2, ladies and gentlemen. High exposure, AAA grade standalone facility with R21 visibility in Irene improvements. As we said, available bulk plus minus 1,600 square meters. Prime warehouse and showroom facility facing the R21. There is a leaseback potential rental income for plus minus 6 months as well on top of that. Ladies and gentlemen, an exclusive property brought by Cherise. Cherise, lot number 6. Multiple bidding platforms. Here we go. Opening bid to start. Opening bid. Here we go. Bit of start. And now we go. 20 million. 20 million opening bid. Bit of 20 million now. Bit of 20 million opening bid. 20 million stands. At 20 million now. Bit of 20 million now. Bit of 21. At 21 million now. Bit of 21 million. Bit of 21 million bid. At 21 million now. 20 million. 21. 21 is in. Asking for 22 million bid. At 22 million now. Bit of 22 million. 22 million bid. 21 is in. 22 now. We have a phone, I see you, thank you. At 22 now. At 22, 23 million bid. 23 million, 23 million, 23. 22 stands. At 22, 23. Huge facility, ladies and gentlemen. High exposure. 23 million. 23 is in. 24. At 24 million, a bit of 24 now, but 24 million now. Greg on the phone. At 24 million bid. At 24 now, but 24 now, but 24 million stands. 23 million. First call. At 23 million now, but 23 million now. Second call at 23 million, 24. At 24, but 24 now. I'm still at 23. I'm asking for 24 million. At 24 now, but 24 now, but 24 now. That's your second call at 23. I'm asking for 24. 24. 24. Sean, your man, 24. 24 and a half. At 24 and a half. All right, confusion. Let him shout at me, sir. 24 and a half. 24 and a half is in. 24 and a half is in, but at 25 million now. Asking for 25 now, but at 25 now, I got 24 and a half. At 24 and a half million now. Asking for 25 million. How about at 25 now, but at 25, but at 25. 24 and a half million on the floor. Yes, sir. That correct? You happy with that? 24 and a half million? Just confirming? Yes, I've got the nut. 24 and a half million now, but at 24 and a half. Asking for 25. At 25 now, but at 25, but at 25. First call, 24 and a half million now. Second call. I'm selling, ladies, at 24 and a half, 25. At 25 now, but at 25 now, but at 25 million a bit. Phone is hot. At 25 million now. 25 and a half. At 25, 20, even smaller than that. Are you sure, sir? 25 and a quarter. 25 and a quarter. 25 and a quarter is in. 25 and a quarter now, 25 and a half. Only 250 more. I don't mind. Auctioneers get paid by the hour. That's right, Greg. 25 and a half. At 25 and a half million now, but at 25 and a half. 25 million 750, sir. 750 is in. 26 now. At 26 million now, but at 26 million now, but at 26 million a bit. At 26 and a quarter, sir. At 26 and a quarter, 26 and a half. 26 million 500,000. 500,000 is in. And 750. 26 750. 27. At 27 million now, but at 27. 27 million now, got 26 7. 27 and a quarter, sir. You started this. 30 million. 28. Thank you, sir. 28. Sorry, the camera's really bad positioned. You should have moved your seats. 28 million is in. A nice hit there. 28 million now, asking for 28 and a half. At 28 and a half million now, but a bit of 28 and a half, but a bit of 28 and a half million bid. Ladies and gentlemen, first call, 28 million. Asking for 29. I'll take 29 as well. Come on, Greg, let's go. At 29, over to 28 and a half is in. 29, sir. At 29 is in. And a half, sir. At 29, over to 29 and a half. 29 million 500,000. At 29 million 500,000, over to 29 million 500,000. 29 500, 29 500. 30 million, sir. Told you should have listened to me. 30 million, thank you, sir. 30 million is in. And a half. At 30 million 500,000. 30 million 500,000, over to 30 million 500,000. I'm not going to do 50s. We're on a roll now. 30 million. Going once. At 30 million. Asking for a quarter. At 30 million 250,000. At 30 million 250,000. Now last call. I'm going second call. At 30 million. Going once. Going twice. Are we all done? 30 million rand. Sold at 30 million rand. Congratulations. 788. Well done. And we at lot number 7, Ellisras. We are massive, and I can say massive for the third time. 47 hectares, vacant stand, residential 3 zoned, ladies and gentlemen, approved township for 2,853 residential stands. Yes, you heard me right. 2,853 residential stands opportunity. This is lot number 7 for Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do your calculations, it is less than 3,000 Rand per stand opportunity. Less than 3,000 Rand for an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible opportunity. Vast mining community with high demand, with lower end residential accommodation, easy access to all major materials, approved township for 2,853 stands. Ladies and gentlemen, this is lot number 7, 47 hectares of development opportunity. A low blow. Opening bid. 5 million. At 5 million now, but a bit of 5 million now. You heard me right, at 5 million opening bid. At 5 and a bit of 5 now, but a bit of 5 million bid. 5 at opening bid of 5.5 now. At 5 and a bit of 5.5 now, but a bit of 5.5 bid of it. At 5 million said 5.5. At 5.5 now, a huge opportunity. 47 hectares. At 5.5 million, but a bit of 5.5, but a bit of 5.5 million a bit. 5.5 asking for 6 million now. At 6 million now, but a bit of 6 now, but a bit of 6 million a bit. At 5.5 stand, but a 6. Huge opportunity, 500,000 more, sir. 2,800 stands. At 6 million now, but a bit of 6 million now, but a bit of 6 million. 5.5 is in. Going once. 5.5, 5, 6. 6 million a bit. 6 million says not money. 6 million is in. 6.5 now. At 6, I'm not taking 6.1, sir. At 6.5 now, but over to 6.5 now, but over to 6.5 a bit. 6 million is in. 6.1. I'll take a 6.1, sir. Here we go. 6.1. Very eminent. Very eminent. 6.1. 6.2 now. At 6.2 now, but over to 6.2 now. 6.1 is in. 6,100,000. Huge opportunity. 6,100,000. At 6,100,000, over to 6.1, but a 6.1 asking for 6.2 now. At 6.1 is in, but over to 6.1. First call. 6,100,000. Second call, 6,100,000. Presenting at 6,100,000 Rand. Sold at 6,100,000 Rand. Right, lot number 8. The beautiful Mr. Harry. He's offered to relocate me to Johannesburg. I have not accepted. Sorry, Harry. Centurion, 73s in Irene. Centurion, ladies and gentlemen, it is a land extent of 4,000 squares. Site improvement, 2,500. Industrial zone 2. We are selling and presenting an A-grade office in a prime business park. Look at those photographs, guys, ladies and gentlemen. A-grade office in a prime business park. Fantastic in Centurion. Well-positioned A-grade office facility. Elevator access, improvements of 2,500 squares, a secure Route 21 business and corporate park. Projected gross annual income of plus minus 4.5 million Rand. 148 parking bays, 96 is in the basement, and 52 in open air. Standby power generator, neat and well maintained, vacant occupation. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need anything else than that. Any interest? Opening bid at 20 million. 20 million now, but over to 20 million now, but over to 20 million opening bid. Any interest at 20 million? Is there interest at 20 million now, but over to 20 million, over to 20 million? Beautiful. Lot number 8, A-grade office in a prime business park. Opening bid at 20 million. At 20 million now, but over to 20 million now, but over to 20 million bid. Any interest? Online, 20 million opening bid. At 20 now, but over to 20 now, but over to 20 now. Any interest at 20 million? Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to move it to a private treaty. Open and close at 20 million. No interest. Right, open and close at 20 million Rand. Please speak to Harry and he'll assist you as best as possible. Right, a lot of interest has been shown, a lot of questions been asked, a lot of viewing, and you can see why. Lot number 9, been waiting a long time. 196 Kloof Road, Bantry Bay, probably the most beautiful coastline in, if not the world, definitely right down here in South Africa. A land extent of 742 square meters. A 5-bedroom, multi-level villa. This is your Bantry Bay trophy home. Over 901 square meters, ladies and gentlemen. Over 900 square meters. Multiple platforms. It's a luxury 5-story design masterpiece. 5 suite bedrooms. 4 with sea-facing views. Large open plan entertainment area. The list goes on. Dining area, lounges, kitchen and chef's kitchen. Infinity pool. I think that picture will come up shortly. A beautiful infinity pool with amazing view. With floor to ceiling glass sliding doors. Open plan bar. Yeah. Open bar. Thanks for that, Shawnee. An open bar, entertainment area, and lounges, pool table, and home theatre system. Enclosed jacuzzi for various reasons, and a fireplace lounge for those cold Cape Town winters. Home gym area, bathroom and laundry room. Access via the street or a double garage. Elevator connecting all 4 levels, ladies and gentlemen. Our office with an ocean view and veranda. Exceptional indoor and outdoor living. This is your Bantry Bay trophy home. Ladies and gentlemen, lot number 9. Lot number 9. We have an opening bid. We're asking an opening bid. Opening bid at 90 million rand. 90 million rand. 90. 90 million. Opening bid at 90 million now. 90 million now. 90. 90 million now. 19. Opening bid at 90 million now. 90 million. This is a prime location in Cape Town on the Atlantic seaboard. 90 million. At 90 million now. 90 million now. 90. 90 million now. 90 million now. 90 million now. At 90 million now. 90 million now. 90 million. Opening bid at 90 million now. For a luxury trophy home with high appreciation potential. 90 million. Have it at 90 now. 90 million now. 90 million bid. At 90 million now. 90 now. 99. 90. Opening bid at 90 million. 90 million. Strong retail income for short-term lets already in place. 90 million. Bantry Bay at 90 million now, 90 million now, 90 million bid. At 90 million now, 90 million now, 90 million. Opening bid at 90 million. At 90 million, ladies and gentlemen, 90 million now, 90 million now. We can maybe just get the 90 million on screen that people can see and count the numbers. 90 million. At 90 million, at 90 million. 90. 90 million now, 90 million now, 90 million. Opening bid at 90 million. 90. I'm not going to accept anything of that kind of office. At 90 million now, 90 million now. We're not selling something in Constantia. That is in 2 weeks' time. Right, 90 million, ladies and gentlemen. 90 million now, 90 million, 90. It's well worth at 90 million rand. 90 million now, 90 million now, 90 million now. Opening bid at 90 million. At 90 now, 99, 90 million. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have an opening bid at 90. No, at 90 million. 90. At 90 million now, 90 million now, but you're getting there. From 45 to 50, keep on going. At 90 million opening bid. At 90 now, there we go, we can see it on the screen. 90. Maybe you heard me incorrect. It's not 19. It is 90 million rand. Well worth it. At 90 million now, 90 million now, 90 million now. Opening bid at 90 million. At 90 million now, 90 million now. High global demand in Cape Town. In this luxury market, ladies and gentlemen. This luxury market, 90 million now. I'll move down to 80 million. 80 million now. I take an offer at 80 million now. 80 million. Let's put it on the screen there for 80 million, please. 80 million now, but 80 million. Opening bid at 80 million bid. At 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million bid. 80 million. Any offers at 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million now. Taking bids at 80 million, ladies and gentlemen. Final demand at 80 million. At 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million. 5-bedroom multi-level villa at 80 million. And I know you guys are just waiting, but you can wait. 80 million now. Do not come with offers of 45 or 50. 80 million now. Opening bid at 80, but 80 now, but 80 million bid. 80 million now, but 80 now, but 80 million. First opening call at 80 million. 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million bid. At 80 million now. Manny, Greg, give me offer. 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million bid. Give me offer. Give me offer at 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million bid. We're waiting. I think they, yes, our online bidder is still waiting. Samira, I'm waiting for you. Give me opening bid. At opening bid, 80 bid now. Opening bid at 80 million now. 80 million. First call at 80. 75. At 75 million now, but 75 now, but 75 million now. At 75, but 75, but There we go. 75. We in. 75 million. At 75, here we go. Now we start. At 75 million, now we in. We in at 75. At 75 million, now we're at 75. Now 80 million bid. At 80 million, now I've got 75. At 75, now we're at 75 million. Now we're at 75. Now 80 million bid. Only need a start. At 80 million, now we're at 80 million. 77 million I'll take. 77 million is in, but at 77 now, but at 77 million asking for 80 million now. At 80 million, but at 80 million now, but at 80 million bid. 77 is in, asking for 80 million bid. Have it at 80 million now, but at 80 million now, but at 80 million bid. 77 million in. 77 now, but at 70 asking for 80 million bid. At 80 million now, 80 now. 80 bid. 80 million bid, but 80 million bid. 80 million we have. 80 million bid, but 80 million now, but 80 million bid. 80 million is in. 80 million now, but 82 and a half. 82 and a half now, but 82 and a half, but 82 and a half million bid. 80 million stands. 80 million now, but 80 million, over 80 million now. We all need a start. 80 million. At 80 million now, but 80 million. The mirror, in or out? I'm calling it the first call. At 80 million. At 80 million now, but 80 million now, but 80 million. First call at 80 million now. Second call at 80 million now. Asking for 82. At 82 now, but at 82 now, I've got 80 million going once. 80 million rand going twice. Phones are out. At 80 million rand. Third and final call. 80 million rand. Sold at 80 million rand. Congratulations. Right, lot number 10, Sasolburg. College Park, 8 Harry Smith Street in Sasolburg. Mo is presenting a high-yielding mixed-use property, 9 double-story block of flats. There is 32 one-bedrooms, 32 bedrooms, a gross annual income of almost 3.4 million rand. Land size of 1.6 hectares, huge improvements of 3,240 squares, additional bulk of 7,500 squares. Large new operational restaurant and entertainment venue opposite the Sasol Technical College and Sasol Factory. High rental demand is in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 10 in Sasolburg, a huge high-yielding mixed-use property. Thank you, Mo. Where to go? Opening bid. Let's start. Hey, opening bid, opening bid, 10 million now. At 10 million now, but about 10 million now, but about 10 million opening bid. 10 now, but about 10 now, but about 10 million bid. 10 now, but about 10 now, asking for 11 million now. Hey, but 11 now, but 11 now, but 11 million bid. 10 million is in, but about 11 million bid. At 11 now, but about 11 now, but 11 million bid. 10 million, but about 10 million opening bid, about 10. First at 10, about 11 now. 10 and a half. 10 and a half, and about 10 and a half, and about 10 and a half we'll take. At 10 and a half million now, but 10 and a half, but about 10 and a half. Asking for 11 now. 11 million, but about 11 million now, but about 11 million bid. 10 and a half is in, but 11 million. At 11 million now, but about 11 million now, but about 11 million bid. At 10 and a half is in, but 11 million. At 10 and a half now, but about 10 and a half. First call at 10 and a half, middle at 10 and a half. Asking for 11 million now. Huge, high-yielding mix, huge property. 9 double-story block of flats. 32 one-bedrooms and 32 bedrooms. Asking for 11 million. Had 11 now, but 11 now, but 11 million bid. 10 and a half is in. First call. 10 and a half. 11 is in, thank you. 11 and a half. Had 11 and a half now, but 11 and a half, but 11 and a half bid. 11 million is in, asking for 11 and a half. Had 11 and a half million now, but 11 and a half, but 11 and a half million bid. Had 11 and a half million bid. 11 and a half, but 11 and a half, I'll take 11 and a quarter. I don't mind. Mo, I'll take 11 and a quarter now, but 11 and a quarter now, but 11 and a quarter. First call, 11 million now. Greg, 11 and a quarter. Had 11 and a quarter now, but 11 and a quarter, I got 11 million. First call, 11 million. Second call now, had 11 million now. That's your third and final call. Had 11 million rand, once, twice, third and final, 11 million rand. Sold 11 million rand. Right, lot number 11. Our famous Lady Greer has brought us a property in Vereeniging, fully tenanted office park and adjacent stand right next to it. Land size of 3,900 1,048 squares, improvements of 1,390 squares, gross annual income of almost 1.4 million rand, 7 fully tenanted sectional title units, long-standing tenants, strong income, includes adjacent stand with plus minus 34 parking bays. This is a secure, well-positioned facility with a fully tenanted office park. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 11. We have multiple bidders. Lot number 11, a lot of interest shown. Wherever to go, wherever to start, 2.5 million. At 2.5 now, but at 2.5, over 2.5 million bid. At 2.5, opening bid over 2.5 million. We have to start somewhere. At 2.5, over 2.5, asking for 3 million now. Here, but over 3, but over 3, but over 3 million bid. At 3 now, but over 3 now, but over 3 million bid. At 3, but over 3, but at 2,750. At 2,750 now, 2,750,000. At 2,750,000, asking for 3 million bid. How about over 3, but over 3, but over 3 million bid. 2,750,000 at 2,750,000 now, but over 2,750,000. First call, 3 million now, but over 3 million, asking for 3 at 3 now, but over 3 now, but over 3 million bid. Any bit over 3, but over 3, but over 3. 3 million is in. Thank you. 3 million now, but over 3.25. How about over 3.25 now, but over 3.25? That's 3,250,000. At 3,250,000 now, but over 3,250,000. At 3,250,000. First call. 3.5. We're asking for 3.5. Thank you. 3.5. Spirit of bidding at 3.5 million now. At 3.5 now, but over 3.5, but over 3.5 million now. We in Vereeniging at 3.5. 3,250,000 now, asking for 3.5 million. At 3.5, but over 3.5, but over 3.5. 3.5. Thank you. 3,750. At 3,750 now, but over 3,750, but over 3,750 now. At 3,750, but over 3,750, 3.5 is in. At 3.5 million now, but over 3,750. At 3,750 now, but over 3,750 now, but over 3,750 to bid. 3.5 is in. That is the first call at 3.5 million. Going once. Going twice now at 3.5 million rand. I'll take 3.6, sir. How about a 3.6 now, but over a 3.6 now, but over a 3.6 to bid. At 3.6 now. I have 3.5, ladies and gentlemen. At 3.5 million now, but over 3.5, but over 3.5 million. First call, 3.5 million. That is your second call at 3.5 million. Third and final call, ladies and gentlemen. 3.5 million is in. Going once. 3.5 million going twice. Are we all done? At 3.5 million rand. Sold at 3.5 million rand. Now the music is picking up. Thank you, Shaul. Lot number 12, Harry. I've never heard such big English words in my life. We are presenting in Houghton Estate a land extent of 1,250, site improvements of all 500 squares, residential one, an exquisite, luxurious residence. Perfect blend of modern sophistication and classic elegance in an exquisite standalone residence nestled in a prime position in the suburb of Houghton Estate. Who doesn't want that, Harry? Well described, well described. A beautiful property, engineered oak wooden flooring, underfloor heating, state-of-the-art quality and design, secure gated entrance, remote monitoring, Tim Stein landscaping, manicured gardens, and open organic vegetable garden. Swimming pool and a wood-burning fireplace. Solar panels and an inverter of 5 kVA are in place. Close to Rosebank, Saxonwold, Killarney, Westcliff and Parktown. Move to Houghton Estate, lot number 12. Lot number 12. Where would he go? Where would he start? Any offer to go? Opening bid at 5. At 5 million now, but a 5 million opening bid. At 5 million now, but a 5 million asking for 5.25. At 5.25 now, but a 5.25 now, but a 5.25 bid. 5 million is in, asking for 5,250. 5,250 bid, but a 5,250. 5 million to I see your card, sir. Thank you. 5,250. Harry, your man is in at 5.25. 5.5 now. Thank you. Shawnee at 5.5, but a 5.5, but a 5.5 bid. 5.5 is in, but a 5.5 now. Asking for 5,750. 5,750. 5,750. I have 5.5, sir. 5,750. We need to go forward and up. 5,750. 5.7. I'll do it for you. 5.7 is in. Thank you, sir. Your bid is in at 5,700,000. At 5,700,000, I'm at 5.8, sir. At 5.8 now. 5.8. I see the card there. 5.8. 5.9, sir. A bit of 5.9 now, a bit of 5.9 now, a bit of... No, you can't stop yet. 5.9 now. I got 5,800,000. Asking for 5.9. Give it a bit of 5.9 now, a bit of 5.9 now, a bit of 5.9 a bit. 5.9 a bit of 5.9 now. 5,800,000. At 5,800,000 now, a bit of 800,000 now. It's 100,000 and more. 5.9. Give it a bit of 5.9 now, a bit of 5.9, bit of 5.9. Thank you. 5.9. 6 million now. Give it a bit of 6 million now, a bit of 6 million now, a bit of 6 million bit. At 6 million now. He's around the corner. 6 million, thank you, sir. 6 million is in, but a bit of 6.1. Give it a bit of 6.1 now, but a bit of 6.1 now, but a bit of 6.1. Who's moving to Houghton? You really want to go, hey, just touch his legs twice. If you touch it twice, the card will go out. You in at 6 million, sir. At 6 million is in, but a bit of 6.1. Have a bit of 6.1 now, but a bit of 6.1 now, but a bit of 6.1. Don't lose out, sir. At 6.1. Have a bit of 6.1 now, but a bit of 6 million stands. First call at 6 million now. Second call at 6.1. Have a bit of 6.1, but a bit of 6.1. 6.2. Have a bit of 6.2 now, but a bit of 6.2, but a bit of 6.2, sir. Or ma'am, at 6.2. Who's got the card? Have a bit of 6.2 now, but a bit of 6.2 now. Let her raise the card, sir. At 6.2 now, but a 6.2 in Houghton Estate. I have 6.1, asking for 6.2 million now. At 200,000 now, but a bit of 200,000 now, but a bit of 200,000 a bit. 6.1 is in, but a bit of 6.1. First call at 6.1 million now. In the back of the room, is that a race card? Thank you, sir. 6.2. At 6.2, new blood, new bidder. 6.2 is in. Asking for 6.3. The longer you wait, the more expensive it becomes. This is Houghton Estate. At 6.3 million now, but a 6.3, but a bit of 6.3 million a bit. Any bit of 6.3. 6.2 million in the back of the room. At 6.2 now, but a bit of 6.2. I'll wait. First call. 6.2 million now. At 200,000 now, but a bit of 200,000 now, but a bit of 200,000. Your bid is in, sir. 6.2 million now. 6.3. Harry, there's a question at 6.3. At 6.3 now, but a bit of 6.3. I'm calling it a first call at 6.2 million. First call at 6.2 million now. Harry, answer quickly. I need 6.3. At 6.3 million now, but a bit of 6.3. You just tell him it's worth it. At 6.3. At 6.3 now, so you're still, I'm just answering your question. 6.3. Now 6.4. Have a bit of 6.4s. Harry, you need to explain a little bit faster. I'm already at 6.3. At 6.3 now, at 6.4. Have a bit of 6.4 now, but a bit of 6.4, sir. Had a bit of 6.4 now, but a bit of 6.4. 6.3 million. That's the first call. Second call. 6.4. Harry, yes or no? I'm waiting. I can't go anywhere. I have to finish the auction. 6.4. At 6.4? No. 6.4, Harry. At 6.4 now, but over 6.4. 50,000 rand more. Is that it? 6.350? 350, sir? Happy with that bit? 350 more? 350 more is in. That's 6,350,000. 6.4, sir. At 6,400,000. I'll do it for you the same. 50,000 more. 6.4. Here, but a bit of 6.4 now, but a bit of 6.4 now, but a bit of 6.4 million a bit. At 6.4. He's back at 6.4, still strong, Harry. I told you should listen to me, sir. Now 50, 450,000 more. At 450 now, but a bit of 450 now. We have 6,400,000, asking for 6,450,000. At 450, but a bit of 450 now, but a bit of 450 a bit. 6.4 million stands. At 6.4 now, but a bit of 6.4. First call, 6.4 million now. So this is Houghton Estate. You've got everything there. Exquisite luxury. 6,450,000. At 6,450,000 now. At 6,450,000, but at 6,450,000. This is the first call at 6,400,000. Second call, 6,450,000. 6.5. Well done, Harry. Thank you, sir. 6.5 is in. At 6.5, but a bit of 6.5. Return the favor, sir. 6.6. Have a bit of 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6 today. Take your time. Take your time. At 6.6 now. At 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6, a bit of 6.5. First call, 6.5. Second call, and 50. 550. 6,550,000. At 6,550,000 is in. 6,550,000 asking for 6.6. Hey, but a bit of 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6 million a bit. 50,000 more. I need that 6.6, Harry. At 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6. 6,550,000. First call, 6,550,000. He's standing up now. Second call at 6,550,000. So it's the final call now. I need 6.6. At 6.6 now, but a bit of 6.6. In or out? That's a nod of the head. 6,550,000 going once. 6,550,000 going twice. Your bid stands, sir, 6,550,000. Sold at 6,550,000. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Spirit of bidding. Round of applause. Fantastic. Right. Lot number 13. Lot number 13. Beautiful. 9 Kruger Avenue in Vereeniging. The Mutual Building. 991 squares. Site improvement of 995, so 1,000 square. Business one. Long-standing national tenant in this building. A long-standing tenant in this building. Gross annual income of R1 million. Secure, well-maintained facility. Ample parking base. Great exposure in active business area and close proximity to all and everything at the R59 highway. Ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 13. Thank you, Greer. We are starting 2 million. At 2 million now, bit of 2, bit of 2. Yes, you heard right. 2 million in. 2 million now, bit of 2.25. At 2.25 now, bit of 2.25 now. 2.25, yeah. Yeah, 2.25 now, bit of 2.25. Thank you, bit of 2.5. At 2.5 million now. Long-standing national tenant. At 2.5, bit of 2.5, bit of 2.5 million bid. At 2.5, bit of 2.5, 2.25 is that 2.5. Thank you. At 2.5, bit of 2.5. At 2.5 now, bit of 2.5 now, bit of 2.5 a bit. 2.750. At 2,750,000. At 2,750,000 now, but at 2,750,000. We have 2.5. At 2,750,000, but at 2.5. First call, 2,750,000. At 2,750,000 now, 2,750,000. Thank you. Asking for 3 million bid. Have a bit of 3, bit of 3, bit of 3 million bid. Anybody bit of 2,750,000. At 3, bit of 3, bit of 3 million bid. At 3 million now, bit of 3 million. First call, 2,750,000. Asking for 3 million now. At 3, bit of 3, bit of 3. 2.8. I'll take the 2.8, a bit of 2.8 now. I'll take 2.8 as well. At 2.8 is in, bit of 2.8 now. Asking for 2.9. 2.9. 100,000 more, bit of 2.9 now, bit of 2.9 now. A bit of 2.9, bit of 2.9, bit of 2.9. 2.8 million. First call, 2.8 million. Asking for 2.9. Here, bit of 2.9 now, bit of 2.9 now, bit of 2.9 a bit. 2.8 million going once. 2.8 million going twice. 2.9. Asking for 3 now. 2.9 is in, but asking for 3. Have a bit of 3, bit of 3, bit of 3 million now. Don't think too much, sir. At 3 million now, bit of 3 million now, bit of 3 million now. 2.9 stands. Asking for 3 million. At 3, bit of 3, bit of 3 million bid. At 3 million now going once. At 2.9. Going twice now. At 2.9. This is in Vereeniging. Building with a long-standing national tenant. At 2.9 going once. Yeah, 2.9 going twice. We all done. 2.9 million rand. Sold at 2.9 million rand. Take it. Thank you, Sean. I didn't lose my makeup yet. Thank you very, very much. Right, ladies and gentlemen, where we going to go? This is lot number, this lot or the next lot? I presume the next lot, hey? This lot. The next one. Lot number 15. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, just write that down. I'm not going to remember it all, Sean. Thank you. Lot number 14, Timber, is brought to Mafikeng, corner of Nielsen Avenue and Visser Street. It is 1.4 hectares of vacant development site opportunity. Zone is a business 2. The prime business zone development site. Permitted use for shops, wholesale trade, filling station, place of refreshment. What's a place of refreshment, Timber? Okay, no, I won't ask. Residential building, public garage, hotel, place of worship, warehouse and workshop. Excellent location opposite the Mafikeng Mall and Protea Hotel. And please remember, it's a place of refreshment. All right, I like that. Is that like public baths? Thank you. All right, public baths in the surrounding areas of Gullview, Lonely Park, Riviera Park, and Mafikeng Mall, ladies and gentlemen. That is lot number 14. Lot number 14, opening bid, where would it go? Opening bid, ladies and gentlemen, where would it go? Bit of a start, heading over go. Opening bid at 5 million. At 5, bit of 5, bit of 5 now. Opening bid at 5, bit of 5. 5 bit of 5 million. Sir, the young man is opening bid at 5. Thank you, sir. His hand was in the air. You saw it, Timber? Ma'am, it looks like you're going. No, don't worry. There we go. 5, thank you. Now 5.5. I got you at 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. More sweets for him. 6 million now. Have a 6 now, but a 6 million now, but a 6 million bid. At 6 now, but a 6 now, but a 6 million bid. 5.5 is in prime location, 87. 6 million bid. At 6 now, but a 6.5. 6.5 bidding is in at 6.5. At 6.5 already. 6.5 is in, but over 6.5, asking for 7 million now. At 7, but over 7 now, but over 7 million bid. At 7 now, but over 7, and at 6.5 is in. At 6.5 now, but over 6.5. Asking for 7 million. 7 million bid. Prime business zone development site in Mafikeng. At 7 million now, but over 7 million now, but over 7 million bid. At 7 million now. At 7 now, but over 6.5. I'll take 6,750 as well. At 6,750 now, but at 250 more. 6,750 stands. 6,750 now, but a 6,750 still asking for 7 million bid. At 7 million now, but over 7 now, but over 7 million bid. At 7 to go, but over 7 is in. 7.1 now 7.1 7.1, but a 7.1 asking for 7.2 now. At 7.2, but over 7.2, but over 7.2 million bid. 7.1 is in. First call asking for 7.2. At 7.1 now, but over 7.1 now, but over 7.1. Second call at 7.1 million rand. Are we almost there, ladies and gentlemen? 7.1 going once. 7.2, sir. Going twice now. 7.1 million. Third and final call. 7.1 million rand. Sold at 7.1 million rand. Sean, that little note. Okay. Right, we're getting our phone bidders ready by the looks of it. Lot number 15 is Centurion. It is a high exposure office facility, a land extent of 2,000, almost 200, 1,700 of site improvements, a high exposure office facility with well positioned, a B grade office facility, land size, improvements, gross annual income of plus minus, and I think that was the note, 3.6 million rand. Gross, there we go. Thank you, Sean. Not as there. 3.6 million rand of projected gross annual income, 32 basement parking bays, excellent exposure, good visibility, a standby power generator, neat and well maintained, close proximity to the Centurion Gautrain station to make that transport headaches go away. Ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 15. Lot number 15, where would it go? Opening bid, opening bid stands at 15 million now. At 15 million now, opening bid over 15 million now, but over 15 now. 15 million, thank you. At 15 million now, but at 15 and a half. 15 and a half, time boss with you. Harry, 15 and a half is with you. 15 and a half is you now. See, I get confused between you two. At 15 and a half, thank you, sir. I got you, but at 15 and a half. Asking for 16 million now. Have it over 16 now, but over 16 now, but over 16 million bid. 15 and a half is on the floor. At 16 million now, but over 16 million now. 15 and a half is in. At 15 and a half, but over 15 and a half. 16. 16, but over 16, we take a bit at 16. 16 million now, 16 and a half. At 16 and a half now, but over 16 and a half, but over 16 and a half million bid. At 16 million now, but over 16 and a half. At 16 million now, but over 16 and a half, but over 16 and a half for a bit. 16 million, asking for 500,000 more. At 500 now, but over 5 now, but over 500,000 more. At 16 million is in, but over 16 million. First call, 16 million. I need 500,000 more, sir. Are you interested still? Make me offer at 16 million now. At 16 and a half. At 16 and a half now, but over 16 and a half now, but at 16 million stands. At 16 million going once. At 16 million. Going twice now. At 16 and a quarter. 16 and a quarter is back. Thank you, sir. 16 and a quarter is in. Now 16 and a half. At 16 and a half, but at 16 and a half. 16 and a half, but over 16 and a half, but over 16 and a half to bit. 16 and a quarter is right here. At 16 and a half. At 16 and a half now, but over 16 and a half, but over 16 and a half bit to bit. 16 million here, 250,000. Asking for 16 million 500,000. At 16 million 500,000, over 500,000 going once. At 500,000. Going twice now. At 500,000. 16 million 500. At 16 million 500 now, but over 16 million 500 now. 16 million 500 now, but over 16 million 500. 16 million 500, thank you. 16 million 750, sir. At 16 million 750,000 is 250 more. A beautiful place. 750 more. At 750 now, but over 750 now, over 16 million now. At 16 million 500,000, asking for 16 750. 16 million 750,000 now. At 16 million 750. First call. 16 million 750. I'm selling now, ladies and gentlemen. At 16 million 750 going once. 16,750,000. 17 now. At 17 million now, but 17 million now, but 17 million now. At 17 million now, but 17 million now, but 17 million now. 16,750,000. Harry Uman is in at 16,750,000. At 16,750,000 now. At 16,750,000. First call, 16,750,000. Shawnee, are you man? Not yet? At 16 million now, Nielsen. Nielsen is working at 16,750,000. At 16,750,000, but at 16,750,000. First call, 16,750,000. Second call, at 16,750,000. Third and final call, on the floor in Centurion, 16,750,000 going once, twice. Third and final call, 16,750,000 rand. Sold at 16,750,000 rand. Congratulations. Right. Only 20 more lots to go. We're at lot number 16. Now, someone's still awake. Lot number 16 in Boksburg. Gria is taking us to 43 Royce Street in Park with a fully tenanted strip mall. Bidding platforms, a lot of bidding platforms here. Fully tenanted strip mall, land size of 1,685, improvements of 1,400. Gross annual income of almost R1 million. Fully tenanted retail center, great exposure on a busy road. Long-standing tenants, ample parking. Situated next to the Royce Heights apartment complex, which will include approximately 500 units once completed. So a lot of feet, active residential and business area, close proximity to Atlas Road and the N12 highway. Ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 16. A lot of feet, great exposure. That's all you need for a fully tenanted strip mall. That is lot number 16. Right, where would it go? Where would it start? Opening bid. Opening bid, we have a bit of opening bid at 3.5 million. At 3.5, opening bid, a bit of 3.5 million bid. At 3.5, a bit of 3.5, a bit of 3.5, asking for 4 million now. Here, a bit of 4, but a bit of 4, but a bit of 4 million bid. At 3.5, opening bid, a bit of 4. At 4 million now, but a bit of 4 million now, but a bit of 4 million bid. 3.5, a bit of 3.5, 4. At 4 now, but a bit of 4. Just raise your hand nice and I can see it. I don't want to miss your bid, sir. At 3.5, but a bit of 4, thank you. 4 now, but a bit of 4.5. At 4.5 million now, but a bit of 4.5, but a bit of 4.5 million bid. 4 million is in, but a bit of 4.5. At 4.5, but a bit of 4.5, but a bit of 4.5 bid. 4 million, but a bit of 4 million. 4.25. 4.5, thank you, sir. That's much better. At 4.5, a bit of 4. Don't listen to my agents, please. Do what you want to do. At 4.5 is in. A bit of 4.5 in, a bit of 5. At 5, a bit of 5, a bit of 5 million now. A bit of 5 is in. 5 million is in. Thank you. So you're better at 5. 5 is in now, but a bit of 5.5, sir. At 5.5, a bit of 5. I have the 5 at the back here. How much? 5.6. 4.6. No, sir. No. I'm at 5. I'm already at 5.5. I'm going. 5 million is in. At 5.25 now. At 5.25 now, but a bit of 5.25. But thank you. So cars go backwards. We need to go forwards. 5.25. 5.25. Thank you is in. 5.25 is in now. 5.5, sir. At 5.5, a bit of 5.5, a bit of 5.5 a bit. At 5.5 now. If you want to be in, go 5.5. At 5.5 now, but a bit of 5.5. Get a 5.25 here. At 5.25 now, but a bit of 5.5. At 5.5 now, but a bit of 5.5. 5.5. 5.5, but a bit of 5.5. 5,750, sir. Have a bit of 5,750 now, but a bit of 5,750 now, but a bit of 5,750 bit. He's in at 5,750, still strong. Asking for 6 million now. Here, but a bit of 6, but a bit of 6, but a bit of 6 million now. A big strip mall, lots of feet. At 6 million now, but a bit of 6 million now, but a bit of 6 million now. 5,750,000. At 5,750,000 now, but a bit of 5,750,000. First call, 5,750,000. Have a bit of 5,750 now, but a bit of 5,750 now, but a bit of 5, asking for 6 million now. Second call, 5,750,000. Asking for 6 now, but a bit of 6 now. Third of 6 million. 6 million, a bit of 6 million now. 6.25, sir. At 6.1, just because you asked me nicely. 6.1 is in. 6.1 is in now, but a bit of 6.2. Have a bit of 6.2 now, but a bit of 6.2 now, but a bit of 6.2 now. At 6.1 is in, but a bit of 6.1 now. 6,100,000. At 6.1 now, but a bit of 6.1 now. So don't listen to Gria, just put up your hand. At 6.2. Have a bit of 6.2 now, but a bit of 6.2 now, but a 6.1. First call, 6,100,000. Second call, 6,100,000. Are you out, sir? Are you in? Is that an in or a yes? You must be careful what you say. 6,100,000 going once. 6,100,000 going twice. Are we all done? 6,100,000 rand. Sold at 6,100,000 by 897. Well done. We lost lots for today. On this beautiful day, lot number 17. Saville is taking us to Morningside in Sandton. It is earth size of 264, general built area of 206. It is an ultra modern 3-bedroom cluster in Morningside, Sandton, and it was built in 2021. So no cracks yet. So a lovely ultra modern 3-bedroom cluster in Morningside, Sandton. Full title, freestanding double-story cluster situated in the Yorkshire, a secure estate. Land size, contemporary finishes, 3 bedrooms. Main suite includes a walk-in closet that is any man's dream for a walk-in closet. 3.5 en-suite, bathrooms, double garage, aircon, gas stove, pet-friendly, full back-up power, visitor parking available and private security. Close to Sandton CBD, Rivonia and Bryanston. Just around the corner is lot number 17. Right, ladies and gentlemen, opening bids. Here we go, bit of a start. Opening bid we have 1,750,000. At 1,750,000, asking for 2 million now. Here bit of a 2, bit of a 2, bit of a 2 now. At 1,750,000 now. That is, you heard me right. This beautiful 3-bedroom cluster, Morningside, Sandton, house built in 2021. 2 million now. Here bit of a 2, bit of a 2, bit of a 2 million now. 1,000,002. Thank you on the phone is in a 2 million. At 2 million is in on the phone. Bit of a 2 now. Bit of a 2.1. Here bit of a 2.1 now. Bit of a 2.1 now. Bit of a 2.1 a bit. On the phone at 2 million. At 2.1 now. Bit of a 2.1 now. Bit of a 2.2. 2.2 is in. Thank you, Manny. At 2.2 is in. Bit of a 2.2 now. Bit of a 2.3. Have a bit of 2.3 now. Bit of a 2.3. Asking for 2.3 now. Bit of 2.4. At 2.2 now. Bit of a 2.2. Have a bit of 2.2 now. Bit of a 2.2. Have a 2.3 now. Beautiful house. 3-bedroom cluster, Morningside. At 2.3 now. Bit of a 2.3 now. Bit of a 2.3. First call. 2.3 million now. Second call on the phone, Manny. 2,250. How about a 2,250 now? How about a 2,250? I'll take that. But a 2,250 now. At 2,250,000, asking for 2.3 now. At 2.3 now. But a 2.3 now. But a 2.3, sir. 50,000 more. I don't mind going in 50,000. At 2.3 million. But a 2.3 now. But a 2.250. At 2,250,000. First call, asking for 2.3. Beautiful house in Sandton. 2.3 million. Going once. Going twice. 2.3 million. The third and final call at 2,250,000 rand. On the phone, Manny. Sold at 2,250,000. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the lots. Enjoy a snack or two, a drink or two. Thank you very much for coming out, and we'll see you back here for our next auction in October.